Has it started? Yeah. So we will just talk about technical report writing today. Firstly, we will just analyze why the term technical has been used. Basically, there are two reasons. The first reason is whenever you choose a specific area of research or a subject, you use lot of technical jargon in that subject specific jargon. So that is why it is called technical report writing. And another reason is there is a proper format and structure to the report. So we call it as technical report writing. And this is there for 10 marks for your internal exam, internal assessment, lab exam, right? So there are different forms of technical writing, report writing. You can either give the report in the form of a letter using the letter format. In the letter format, you have from address to address and the subject and the salutation, complimentary clause, a reference, etc. Right below the subject reference, all these come into the letter. So a technical report can also be written in the form of a letter. It could also be written in the form of a document of 6 to 8 pages. Okay, so the letter format we are not discussing now. We are just going with the document format, wherein we have 6 to 8 pages or 10 to 15 pages, right? So what is report writing? Reporting the information. So you go somewhere, you research on a particular topic, you visit an organization, a company, and you give the findings of that research in the form of a report. You're just reporting the content, whatever you have found out, you are reporting it. That is why it is called technical report writing, right? So we report what we observe or research about a particular topic, and there is a proper format also to be followed, and we will just learn about the methodologies, the format, etc. now, right? There are two methodologies for doing any kind of research. Project itself means that you're observing something and you're gaining the information, you're researching a lot and then putting it in the report. So for any research, there are two methodologies, that is the primary research and the secondary research. So primary research means visiting the companies or the institutions or the organizations and interviewing the people. So examining the conditions over there, how many departments are there, how many workers are there, what are the timings of those workers, then what hygiene do they maintain while manufacturing something, if it is a manufacturing unit, right? So visiting the place and examining everything or observing everything with your own eyes, okay, that is called the primary research. And interviewing the people, getting the first hand information, this is called the primary research, okay. For example, this is different, like as science students, if you visit a company and do a research on that particular company, then it is called primary research. If it is literature, if you are doing an MPhil dissertation or a PhD thesis, then you will read the books of the author, the writer's own books. Okay, for example, if I say Jhumpa Lahiri, interpreter of maladies, she has written that book. So you will read the first hand source. Okay, and then based on that, whatever your opinions are, and you will do a critical appreciation of that book. Okay, so if you read the exact book published by the author himself or herself, it is also called primary research. Okay, so for science students, visiting the organizations and getting the information is called the primary research. Okay, and secondary research. What is secondary research? If you don't visit the organization, but you try to learn everything about that company through internet or through books, but not the books which are directly written by the company or the managing director or the CEO of that company. But then if there is someone who writes about a particular company, if you read that book, it comes under the secondary research. Books, web articles, videos and other sources. Okay, these all come under the secondary research. So as third year students, you have to do live projects, which means mostly you'll focus on the primary research, wherein you have to interview the people and get the information, right? So there are two approaches also again, qualitative approach and quantitative approach. What is qualitative approach? After you observe everything, you write it in the form of a paragraph. using some sentences. So what is your general observation and how you are putting that observation in the form of words or sentences, right? How you are organizing the content, that is called qualitative research. Okay, whereas quantitative research is, it involves numbers, facts, figures, right? Pie diagrams, charts, line graphs, etc., which means that you're gathering the content through some questionnaires or the opinionaires, and based on the questionnaire, how many of them have answered it, how many of them have opted for option A for the first question or the second question. So you will derive the statistical data, right? So that statistical data is called the quantitative research. Okay, so for third year students, we have gone with only qualitative research, because you can't visit the companies and then distribute the questionnaires. Already people are in front of you, so you can find out the information and write it down. When you don't visit and you want the information, you will make a questionnaire via Google Forms, or you can also take the manual form and then distribute it and then gather the data and then put it in the form of diagrams, pictorial representation. So that is called quantitative research, right? So you will just go interview the people, gather the information and then write in the form of paragraphs. So you will go with qualitative research. Now you do not have the opportunity to visit companies for the research, right? So what we are trying to do is, like, we will just ask you a small question and you have to imagine that you have visited that place, and everything out of your imagination you need to write down. Okay, I'll come to that later. Right, so quantitative research is based on questionnaires, opinionaires, and interview questions. So now let me tell you the difference between a questionnaire and an opinionaire. So questionnaire is like you have 15 to 20 questions. You have multiple choice questions, yes or no questions, and opinion based questions, which are also called open ended questions. So when you pose a question, it will be said in such a way that they have to give their opinion in 3 to 4 lines. They cannot omit it like that, right? Whereas multiple choice, 4 options and they have to tick the appropriate option. Yes or no questions, these are called closed ended questions, because you just have to say yes or no. And in some questionnaires you also find, if yes, what do you suggest, or what are your views, like that. If no, why not, like that. Okay, it's up to us, like how we design the questionnaire. And what is an opinionaire? Opinionaire, you do not have any multiple choice questions, yes or no questions. You will have only open ended questions. So for a particular question, they have to compulsorily sit and write down at least 5 to 6 lines about that question. That is called an opinionaire, what their opinions are about that. Okay, and the third one is interview questions. So you will make a note of around 15 to 20 questions, open-ended questions only, but you will not distribute a sheet. You will ask them orally. Okay, you will visit the company and you will interview the people, like, what do you think about this aspect of your company? How are you trying to maintain the quality of the product? How do you ensure that the quality is maintained, like that. Okay, such kind of questions. You will prepare 15 to 20 questions and then visit the company and ask the relevant people the questions that you have prepared. Okay, so this is called interview questions, right? These are the 3 things that you can follow. But interview questions doesn't fall under the quantitative research. Okay, it falls under qualitative research, because the opinions, right? You cannot make a diagram of the opinion, so it goes into the qualitative research. If you distribute only questionnaires and opinionaires, maybe you could go for numbers and figures. Okay, then uh, so this is about technical report writing, the actual process involved in it. Now, when this topic is given for an internal exam, what you are supposed to do is you have to follow a particular format of the report. Imagine that you are the marketing manager of so and so company, and if at all you have to improve the sales of the company, what are the procedures or the strategies that you would follow? Okay, if that is the question, you just have to imagine completely and then you need to write it. So what is the format, how to write it? We'll discuss that now. Okay, so the first and foremost thing is called the title page. Okay, title page is the first page. So on the title page, you'll write the title of your project, and then because you are doing the project, your name should come first. Okay, submitted by so and so students. If there are 5 to 6 students, you can just write submitted by and write the names of the students, and beside that you can write the roll number also, right? Because you're doing the project, your names should come first. Then to whom are you submitting this project? To the faculty concerned. So submitted to should come after your names. um, Submitted in one line, two in another line, like S capital, then maybe submitted two in the same line, and then the name of the faculty and the designation of the faculty in the next two lines. Okay, then again leave 1.5 line space and then write to which institution are you submitting this report to. So GNRNMI Institute of Technology, you are doing the project as part of this institution, right? Though you are inquiring about some other company, here you will be writing this because this project is submitted to the faculty in this college. Okay, so that report finally goes to the college. So G. Narayanama Institute of Technology and Science, Hyderabad. Then the month and the year of the project. Suppose you are doing it in April 2021. So this is how the title page has to be written. I'll show you the sample later. You just try to imagine and understand whatever I'm trying to tell you now. Okay, so what should be there in the title page? The first page, should we put the heading title page? No, not necessary. Directly you can start a report on so and so topic, right? Um, and then what are the various contents that have to go into a title page? Can anyone tell me?
Submitted by name
Okay,
of the student
first,
and roll number.
first one, what is the first and foremost thing?
Submitted by
Title,
No,
ma'am.
no. Yeah, title.
title of the project.
Yes, the second one, submitted.
Submitted by.
Submitted by.
Yeah, then
Submitted to.
Submitted to.
yes. Hmm.
And which
And
institution?
institution name, month of
Hmm.
submission, and year of submission, ma'am.
Yes, that's it. Okay, fine. We'll move on to the next aspect, that is acknowledgements. So, what are acknowledgements? When you do your research, you would be thanking all the people who have helped you, right? So, usually we start the sentence like, I express my deep sense of gratitude to so and so person who has helped me with the relevant data and for the endless patience shown to, give us the data, right? Information, right? So like that you will convey your thanks or gratitude to the people, all the people who have helped you in your project. So you can just write 3 to 4 paragraphs, each and every paragraph 3 to 4 lines, not more than that. Okay, acknowledgements should be very brief. Okay, in the first paragraph you thank one person, in the second another person, third another person, the librarian of GNITS for providing the information, for giving us the access to the e-journals and for referring to some content, etc. So whoever you want to thank, you can thank in the acknowledgements page. So in the acknowledgements page, you will put the heading acknowledgements. Then you will start writing the paragraphs. After acknowledgements, you get the abstract. What is an abstract? You must all have done many projects till now, I think, as part of your course, the technical subjects and the course, right? So I think you must have already known about technical report writing, abstract writing, etc. So what is an abstract? Anyone? Can anyone
Brief
tell me what?
information about what we are doing.
Yeah, it's a brief
Brief
Summary of
introduction.
information.
Yes. Yeah, it's a brief introduction about the project that you have done. It's not introduction, but it is the summary of your project. Okay, so what exactly is the research done, and what are the findings and the conclusions of your project? That is called an abstract. So abstract has to be very brief in 5 to 6 lines, not more than that. Maybe 10 lines at the most, but not more than one paragraph. Okay. So how to write an abstract, what kind of language has to be used, we'll see in the sample. Okay. After abstract, we get the table of contents. What is the table of contents? You get you write all the details right there, page numbers along with the page numbers. So you can put the heading table of contents, and then to the extreme left you can start writing acknowledgements abstract. For acknowledgements and abstract, you need not give the regular numeral 1 2 3 as page numbers. You can give Roman number 1, okay, Roman number 2, right, small case, lowercase, because these two are not the main part of your this is not the main part of your research, right? So what is the main part of your project? Introduction, discussion and conclusion. So you will write the numeral 1 page number for introduction. Understood? So for acknowledgements and abstracts, you will write Roman number 1 and Roman number 2 as page numbers. When you write the table of contents, first table of contents, abstract Roman number 1, acknowledgements Roman number 1, abstract Roman number 2, page number, right? So you'll put the heading there, page number, and below that you'll write. And introduction, when you write the introduction, you give serial number 1 introduction, and from page numbers 1 to 7, let us say, okay, you can write 1 to 7 page numbers. And in introduction, if you have subheadings, you will just give the numbers like 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, etc., because everything is related to the introduction part. Okay. So you will not write 2.1 and put it under the introduction, because introduction is 1 Roman normal numeral 1, right? So 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. How many ever side headings you have? If a particular side heading takes you 1 page, so you just write 1.1, give the heading, and write page number 2, page number 3, like that. Okay, wherever that subheading comes, then you'll write that page number. Okay, that is called the table of contents. And 1.1, 1.2 till 1.10 it can go, 1.11 also. It's up to you, okay? Because it is a mini project of 10 to 15 pages, maximum 1.7 or 1.8. Suppose in 1.8 you want to even discuss further, then suppose a company has received many awards, and you want to mention each and every award and give a description of that award, when it has received, who has received it, why it has received, for what purpose, etc. Then you can write 1.8.1 first award, 1.8.2 the second award, like that. Okay, if you can make it as elaborate as possible. Okay, so if you want to write more side headings in 1.3, okay, then 1.3.1, like that, 1.3.2. See, if you see your engineering textbooks, you can see the index page, how they have given all the concepts, the main concepts, along with their page numbers and the serial number with points. Okay, that will help the scrutinizer, or say the examiner, to just directly go to that page wherein that particular concept is written. Okay, are you able to understand? Girls, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Are you able to understand this? When I show the sample, you'll be able to understand it better, right? Simply, you just have to give the numbers and page numbers. That's it, serial number and the page numbers. And after the introduction, what to write in the introduction part? See, when was the company established? Who established? Who is the CEO or the managing director? What is the annual turnover? What are the awards and rewards? What is the history behind establishing that particular company? So all these things will go into the introduction part, right? Then we have the discussion part. So we are talking about the table of contents introduction. Then after that we get the discussion. So put the number 2, right? Then write discussion. Discussion starts from page number 8 to 16. Okay, in discussion also you have different side headings. Then maybe you could write 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. What will you write in the discussion part? Usually in that particular organization, what are the various departments present there. So for one particular department you can give a separate side heading and write about that. Another department, separate side heading and write about that. Then you can also talk about the manufacturing unit. In manufacturing unit also, if you have 5 to 6 categories, segments, then you can also write the segments, right? And then IT, information technology department, some whatever departments, and the packing department, right? And the workers, how many employees are there, and what are the timings of the workers. You can give a separate side heading to each and everything. What the welfare schemes, what are the welfare schemes that are provided to the employees, etc. So discussion should be everything about the company. Once you visit that organization, what are the various departments, how many employees are there, if it is a manufacturing unit, how is the manufacturing unit, how do they maintain the quality control of the packing and distributing department, and actual manufacturing process, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, like that. You can include everything in the discussion part. Okay, so and then after the discussion part you will write the conclusion. So number 3 is the conclusion. So after researching about that company, what did you understand? Is it meeting the standards and the requirements of the people or not? And why it has become so popular compared to the other products in the market, the competitors in the market, etc. And you can also say that because it follows all these norms, we feel that the company has grown to a greater extent in a short period of time. So like that you can write down the conclusion, whatever you have observed after visiting that company. And suggestions and recommendations. Next one, fourth point, is the suggestions and recommendations. So if at all you found that something was not working efficiently, or there are some gaps, lacunae, or the limitations in how a particular department works, then you can write over there, right, suggestions. So we feel that this can be done to enhance the production part, or these schemes can be offered so that the employees can work more efficiently and effectively, right? So the equipment has to be updated so that the work becomes easier for them. So whatever you observe, you will be writing in the suggestions or the recommendations part. Then you have the appendices. Point number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth one is the for appendix. You need not give the number, okay, because it is only an attachment. It is an additional document to it. So appendix is the singular form, appendices is the plural form. So if only one document you are attaching, then you can put the heading as appendix. If you have 2 or 3 documents, then you can put the heading appendices. So appendices are the additional documents that you would attach to your project. It includes glossary. What is glossary? Glossary is the important terms you have used in the project, right? It could be technical term, or it could be a normal term also, wherein some explanation is needed. Okay, that is called the glossary. You'll write that word and then you will write the meaning also. Sometimes instead of only the meaning, you will also expand it further. Some technical terms are there and we as laymen do not understand that. So for that particular thing, you can describe in 2 to 3 lines. Okay, that is called glossary. If you have seen APJ Abdul Kalam's Wings of Fire, at the end of the text, you have all the abbreviations and the important terms, key terms, technical terms, which have to be explained more to the people, right? So like that, you can also have a separate sheet and have all the words glossed over there. Then you have the another attachment is the interview questions. See, you already have interviewed the people based on the questions you prepared. So 1, 2, 3, 4. How many of our questions are there? Write all the questions without answers. You need to just put the questions in a document and then paste it there. That is the second attachment. And then the table of illustrations. If at all you have used any tables wherein some content is given and you have used that for your, if we are talking about annual turnover of the company in 2015, how much was it? In 2016, if it is a comparative study, then you can put it there. That table, if you have used, you can also mention the table there. Okay. Then references. After appendices, the next side heading, the next point is references. What are the books or the websites that you have referred to while doing this project? And if you have totally relied on your survey, visiting the organization and getting the information, then you need not give any references. But then to support some content, like to support your research, some content will be taken from some sources. Okay, so those sources, especially the introduction part, wherein you have to mention about the awards and rewards, maybe they will not talk about each and everything. So for that, if the company has a website, you will refer to that website and gather some content, right? So you will write the reference in the references section, whatever the articles and the books you have referred to for doing that project, you will mention it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 articles. And another term is also there, bibliography. So for projects, mini projects, you use the term references but not bibliography, because bibliography, when you refer to too many books, then we can use the term bibliography. But here you are using only articles, right? Around 5 to 6 articles or book articles. You won't read a complete book for your project. So you will not use the term bibliography, but you would use the term references. Okay. So this is the overall view of the technical report, right? I'll show you a sample so that you can understand it better. So are the instructions clear, ma? Did I make it clear? What are the various components of a good technical report now from the beginning till the end? Anyone can tell me. What are the various components of a good technical report? Who wants to answer? Raise your hands. Are you all listening? Hello, girls. What happened? Yes, ma, you don't want to answer? Am I audible to all of you? Yeah. Okay, then why are you taking so much of time to answer? Okay, tell me D1 or D8. What are the various components of a good technical report?
Title page,
Yes,
acknowledgement,
right.
abstract,
Hmm.
table of contents,
Yes.
introduction,
Hmm.
discussion,
Right.
conclusion,
Hmm.
appendix.
Yeah. After conclusion, suggestions.
Yes, ma'am. Suggestions and recommendations,
Yes.
appendix,
Hmm.
references.
Yes. That's
Yes.
it. Okay, good. So D8, what do we write in the introduction part of a report?
Ma'am, introduction about the company.
Yeah. It's the introduction about the company. Okay, can you elaborate it further? The background.
The background, awards it possess
Mm.
various fields in the company.
Yeah, various.
Fields, like more fields in company.
Depart Departments. You want to say
Departments.
departments? Departments should come in the discussion part. In the introduction part, you'll just give the information about the company, the history, the background, the awards, turnover, the CEO, the key people responsible for that, for the success of that organization, right? So you will include all the important names, the facts related to that organization. Okay. So what should go in the discussion part D2? Can you tell me? D2. How many of you are there in the meeting? Raise your hands now. So if everyone is there, why are you not answering? D2, she didn't raise her hand. D2, D3, D6. So D2 and D3 are not there. Okay, D2, tell me.
Ma'am, I'm there, ma'am. Network issue is there, ma'am.
Huh?
Network issue, ma'am. I'm in the village,
Okay.
so my network is not good.
Okay, okay. So anybody? D3. So what should you write in the discussion part of a report? If you answer, we'll just go further. Who will answer? 18C2.
Ma'am,
Yeah, tell me, ma, what should go into the discussion part?
complete detail about the company, like packaging of the material and branches in it.
Departments.
Yeah, departments in it.
So if an organization has got different branches at various places, that will go into the introduction part. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So in the discussion, packaging, manufacturing unit, departments, the various departments, number of workers, the timings, what are the welfare schemes for the workers, right? What is the work culture there? So everything about that organization. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So I'll just share the screen and show a sample report. This is how you'll write your internal exam also using this sample, BITS Pilani sample. Can you see the screen?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Okay. See, here if you observe a report on, is my cursor moving there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay, so this is how you'll start the title page. A report on, A capital letter, R capital letter. A report in one line, and then second line on, O small letter, right? So this is the title of the project, Impact of Bits on Economy of Pilani. So impact, I capital, all the keywords, the nouns, adjectives, adverbs should be starting with capital letters, okay? I, B, E, P. So these are the keywords, right? And off, on, off, these are all structural words like prepositions, conjunctions, right? So on, off, both of them are prepositions. So for prepositions, conjunctions, you will not use capital letters, or the articles also, the, and etc. Because you're starting this, you here obviously you have to use a capital letter. Then leave one line space here and then write submitted to in one line, S capital. Okay, then whom are you submitting? So actually it is written the other way around. Here some flexibility is there, but I always advise you to write submitted by first, because it is a project done by you people. Okay, so if you write submitted by or prepared by, instead of prepared by, you can also use the term submitted by. These are the students and these are the numbers. This can go up and then submitted to can come down. Even if you write like that also, it's fine, but I always advise you to write your names first. Okay, this is submitted to Mr. M capital, VS, these are the initials, so capitals. This one can be written in lowercase or capitals, but lowercase is better The first letter should be capital. Okay, so instructor, the designation of this person, you are writing the designation. No need to write this technical report writing, enough. You can just simply write the designation and then the organization where that particular person is working, BITS Pilani, and he's the one who has given you this project. And here you can include the logo. I forgot to tell you about the logo. To which institute you are submitting the project, you can also include a logo over there. Okay, so here GNITS logo, you can include that. So Birla Institute of Technology and Science, G Narayanamma Institute of Technology and Science, you can put the capital letters totally and then comma Hyderabad. And here see 12th April comma. So you can write the date also, if possible date. If not, if you write the date, no need to write TH or ST or RD, etc. Simply see after 12, nothing they have written, okay? Just one space. 12th April, A capital, comma, space, and the year. Okay, so this is how the title page should be written. Okay, so when you write the exam also, based on the topic that we have given, you have to write the title page like this. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So moving on to acknowledgements. See, acknowledgements are conveying your gratitude to people who have helped you in doing the project. See how they have written. We extend our sincere thanks to the instructor in charge of the course, report writing, Dr. Sangeeta Sharma, for providing us an opportunity. So firstly, you are thanking the person who has given you this opportunity for doing the project. So are the other people also. We are deeply grateful to so and so for providing the guidance during the course study. We thank the shopkeepers, peddlers, local vendors who cooperated with us. So depending on the topic, depending on the people whom you have interviewed, you will write your acknowledgements. Okay, because this particular topic requires the information from shopkeepers, peddlers and local vendors. They have included their names also. Maybe they have just included them generally, right? And then see, acknowledgements should come only in one page. See, after acknowledgements, you need not immediately start with table of contents. It should be only one page. You can leave the entire page like that and go to the next page. So start on a fresh page, okay? Table of contents should be starting on a fresh page, okay? See, acknowledgements, list of illustrations, abstract. So here they didn't write the abstract. So it's better if you write the abstract also after the acknowledgements on a separate page. Are you able to understand, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
Acknowledgements,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, acknowledgements has to be written on a separate page, abstract on a separate page, after that table of contents on a separate page. See here Roman number 1, so acknowledgements, if it takes 2 pages, maybe they are starting the illustrations on page number 3, maybe you could write page number 2, abstract page number 3. See, list of illustrations, I don't think they can be written over here, but they have followed this format. You can also follow, no problem. Then see the numeral 1, introduction, page number 1. Introduction is on page number 1. So, stakeholders and their interest, shopkeepers, students, faculty, institute. I think this should come in the uh, discussion part. Sorry, it should come in the introduction part only, but they have given a separate side heading like stakeholders and their interest, which also comes under the introduction. In introduction, if you want to talk about the history, the CEO, the managing directors, profits and all, everything will go into that introduction part, and then separate side heading 1.1, 1.2. Mostly in the introduction, you will not get 1.1 because all the things put together, you'll get only for 1 page or 2 pages. Okay. So stakeholders and their interest, they have depended on the information given by shopkeepers, students, faculty, institute. So they have given 2.1, 2.1.1. See, all these people come under stakeholders. That's why they have given 2.1.1. So about shopkeepers, we have the information on page number 2. About students, we have the information on 2. So all are there in the same page or on the same page. Okay, so you are giving the page number as 2. 2.2, stakeholders and their interdependence, how all these 4 people depend on each other, right? That is on page number 3. So it's given us 2.2 side heading. Then you have the third point, that is survey results. Say actually here discussion should come. Instead of writing survey result and analysis, you can put the heading discussion. Okay. In discussion, the first point is 3.1 will be survey result and analysis. Or if you're talking about different departments there, 3.1 as departments, so and so department, 3.2 as another department, 3.3 as survey result and analysis. In that you can write 3.1.1 at Connaught beauty parlors, then Newton Market and Bus Stand. So this third point, survey results, can be a part of the discussion part. Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. And then conclusion. So conclusion is on page number 16. So bibliography, here they have used the term bibliography, but you can simply use the term references. Okay. You change it. Okay. According to me, I feel the references is appropriate for projects, mini projects. And list of illustrations, figure 2.1, or see below the table of contents, if you have illustrations like this, if you have any figures, you can mention the name of that figure, stakeholders figure, pie graph showing if bits is a major source of income. So like that. So if you have any figures, you can just write down. But all these figures should be related to the content of the project. Okay. The main content. It's not about photographs. It's only about the figures, tables, pie diagrams, line graphs, etc. So again further elaboration, like pick 3.4, figure 3.3, 3.4. So many figures are there in this. So they have included the page numbers. See, abstract, they wrote it after table of contents, but it should come before table of contents. So where should the abstract come? It should be there before the table of contents. The picture is not clear here, but I'll try to read it out. The report discusses the various ways in which BITS, its students and faculty affect the economy of the local people. So how the local people near BITS, they survive because of the existence of this college. Okay, see, many local shops have come up and people come, so the students come and buy the products or whatever is available over there, because it is in the outskirts, so they do not get many facilities. So the local people's employment has increased and their business has improved. Okay, it focuses on the interdependence of various stakeholders and analyzes their incomes at different times of the year and the trends, something. No, it's not clear here. So what is this research all about? It is the interdependence of various stakeholders, their incomes and how they are increasing, okay, etc. Then the main purpose of this report is to provide the statistics of the overall influence of BITS as an organization on the people of Pilani. Okay, so how BITS is affecting the lives of people around it of Pilani, the place Pilani. Right, the study spreads awareness among the readers about how an institute like BITS provides employment to thousands of local people. So this is the abstract. See how many lines are there? 4 plus 4, 8 lines are there. Okay, so this abstract can be on a separate page. Then introduction can be on a separate page. Okay, all about BITS, how it was established, what is the area in which it is established, right? See, Pilani has gone from the seed of a small desert hamlet into one of the finest centers of all inclusive education in India. Population of Pilani is around 45,000. See, all that information about BITS you will write here. How many students are there, how much money does the student spend in one semester, for what are the various purposes here, phone recharges, clothes, food items, gift items, cosmetics, etc. So for our study, we created questionnaires for a sample population of stakeholders. The response, see, questionnaire is the methodology they have adopted over here. Okay, they studied the different they got the information from different sources like Student Activity Center, cafeteria, Skylab, Akshay Cooperative Store, maybe that store which is there near BITS, Okay, so this is everything about that institution, okay, university. So this second heading, you can put this discussion and give the headings like, the various departments present, so IT department or whatever. So here the main focus of study is about the income generation of the people, how the local people's market has improved. That is the reason they focused on stakeholders, shopkeepers, etc. Suppose you visit HCU, Hyderabad, okay, Hyderabad Central University. There you want to know everything about HCU. What are how many departments are there? How many faculty work in each and every department? What are the courses offered? Right? And how is the assessment pattern done there? Evaluation system there? Where is the library located? What are the various kinds of books that are there? Right? All this comes under the discussion part. Okay, it depends on your thesis. So here only this much information is there. Maybe 3 to 4 pages are there in between, they are not there here. But discussion should always be more than the introduction part. Okay, so because discussion itself says the entire content of your survey. Okay, if you have known about a particular company, it has to be reflected in the discussion part. So if the introduction is of 2 to 3 pages, discussion should be of minimum 7 to 8 pages. Then conclusion. So again, what is the conclusion? See, this is the conclusion. Hence, we see that apart from imparting education to students, BITS also has an effect on the local economy. It's not just about the education of all the people, it's also about the improvement of the economy, because your focus of study is how the economy has improved, or how it has been affected. Okay, whether improved or whether it has gone down also, you can, after the research, you will give your conclusion, right? So references, put the heading references, and then if you have referred to some articles like this or books, you can write like this. Whenever you write, ma, the surname, the what is that called, ma? When you write it, this is called RC. Can anyone tell me what is it called? Initials. So initials will come next. First will come the name. Okay, Krishna Mohan. Raman Meena. See, her name is Meenakshi Raman, but the second name is put first, Raman, comma Meenakshi. So this is how it is written. For the second person's name, it will be the same. Like you will not write Sharma Sangeeta. Here Sangeeta Sharma only. Okay, because the first name should be written like this, and here these names also will be written in alphabetical order. PQRS. So C. Uh, because this is not the name of a person, they have written like this. Wikipedia, this is also an article. Actually, this one should come first and Sharma thing should come next. If at all you are following it very, religiously. Otherwise, you can just mention like this. You can also write the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the various sources you have referred to. Wikipedia, charts and graphs from online, right? And these are the 2 articles that you have referred to. Okay. So you will write the publisher's details: New Delhi, Oxford University Press, New Delhi, Tata McGraw-Hill Company, in which year it was published. Okay, if you are referring to books. Is it clear, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You want to go through it once again? See the title page, acknowledgements, then you'll have the abstract, then table of contents, list of illustrations, then introduction. Here the introduction is for 7 to 8 paragraphs. So discussion is the main part here, stakeholders. So how many paragraphs? 1. So after shopkeepers, whoever is the stakeholder, their information would have been given. Okay, so maybe some 5 to 6 paragraphs for the discussion part, or even more than that. Then conclusion, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 paragraphs are given. Suggestions and recommendations also, you can include them here. Okay, one page of suggestions, recommendations, and then appendix. The questionnaires, everything. So it is not given here. They directly gave this. Okay, you can use this sample for your exam, internal exam. Okay. Right. So, do you have any doubts related to this? Shall I show you another sample done by students themselves, your seniors and super seniors?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Why the students are leaving in between? Now only 17 students are there. Don't think that the session is being recorded. We can watch it later. You will never get the time to watch again. Okay, I'll share the screen 1 minute. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, this is the project done by your seniors. Okay. I don't know which department, maybe ECE only. Right. See, we provided a template to all of you. We have the soft copy with us. See, because now you don't have the time to go out, like, opportunity also to go out and do the research. You need not worry about the one which I'm discussing now. But it's only for your idea. Okay, is that clear? If at all you had visited, then you would record all your findings like this. So the BITS Pilani thing is a short form, like 3 to 4 pages or 5 pages. This one, you have 10 to 15 pages in that. Okay, if at all you had visited some companies, you would have recorded that information in this format. Okay, don't get confused. For your internal exam, follow the BITS format. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, see, now this is the format, a project report on understanding the workings of stone crushing plant. So this is the title of the project. So A capital, P capital, R capital, like that. Okay, actually a project on can come in the next line, but they have used it like this. No, no problem. There is no hard and fast rule that it should be like that. Then space. See here, a report submitted in partial fulfillment of the requirements of Advanced English Communication Skills Lab. So for some formats, it will be like this. So you can also, if a format is given to you, you can follow that format. Okay. So see, for AECS lab, this is the partial fulfillment, means for the main exam you have some other marks allotted, and this is only for the partial fulfillment, means out of 100 maybe for project work it is only 20 marks. That is why the term partial fulfillment has been given here. Submitted by all the students' names and the numbers. You can put all the names in the same line. Okay, let it not be haphazard like this. Like they have used the center alignment, you can use the left alignment. Okay, then submitted to. This two lowercase t can be used here also. By also lowercase by can be used, but no problem. Okay, and Dr. B. Sushma, assistant professor of English. Okay, so designation with along with the discipline would be better. Okay, and then logo should be there here, but already the logo is here, so maybe they didn't include the logo here, but it's better if you include the logo once again over here. Okay, because this is the proper format of a title page. See, G. Narayanamma Institute for Women affiliated to JNTU, Sheikhpet, Hyderabad. So all these details they have given here, it's not necessary. G. Narayanamma Institute of Technology and Science, Hyderabad, and below that the month and the year of the project. Okay, then see, this is the format given. So they followed the same format. Mini project report of the developmental program. See, name of the organization, submitted by, signature of the internal examiner. This is my signature, and this is Aparna ma'am's external examiner. So the one who has come for the external exam. Okay. Executive summary. the title was given like this, so they put it in the same way. So what is a executive summary? It is another name for another title for abstract. Okay, see, you can either put the heading abstract also and write this. Stone crushing is one of the most important operations in mining industry. This report provides detailed information regarding the stone crushing plant operation, starting from the raw materials to obtaining the required size of stone. So from the beginning till the end, right? How it is done. So they have recorded that in this project. The discussion also involves the kind of machinery used, process adopted for stone crushing in the plant, and the types of finished outputs that are being sent into the market from the plant into the market. So this is a brief summary or the abstract of your project, and it is clear enough what methodology you have used and what machinery has been used for crushing the stones. Everything is mentioned in a gist, okay, in a bird's eye view. Then acknowledgements. We respect and thank Assistant Professor of English Dr. B. Sushma for giving us an opportunity. So like all the people who have helped them, we also would like to express our deepest gratitude to Mr. A. Ram Reddy for giving us an opportunity to visit this plant. Okay. You can also thank the people who have given you the information, the company personnel or the people working in that particular organization. So declaration, this it was there in the format, so it is to declare that these students have done this lab. So it is the authentic information provided, right? So signatures along with the signatures, because you are declaring, students are declaring that we have visited that company and we did the project on this so and so as part of the AECS lab. So date and place, you can write those two things. So this is a certificate of completion. So we will give you the the organization which you visit, that will give you the certificate of completion. Okay, see here. This is to certify that the following students Aisha, Nazbi, Srividya, Swarnalata, etc. have visited Srinivasa metal industry on so and so. So the company is giving us the information that these people have come. It talks about the authenticity, right? So they have successfully completed the work in understanding the workings of stone, and the signature of that person. He is the supervisor, it seems, Srinivasa Metal Industries supervisor. Signature as well as the seal, the stamp is very important. So now table of contents has come. See, they didn't include acknowledgements and abstract here. It should come there, okay, with Roman number 1 and 2. Then introduction part. In introduction 1.1, background of the developmental program, objectives of the study, organization. See, organization profile can come in the introduction part. So no need for second again a separate side heading like to and organization. Everything can go into the introduction part. Work methodology. See, instead of writing work methodology, it's better if you write the term discussion. Okay. So this is the main part, discussion part. This is the main part. The page numbers also they have given differently, 3 to 11, etc. No, description of work done during the project. If it is on page number 6, write only page number 6 here. For only discussion part, if it is from 3 to 11, that is fine. But for all the other things, you have to write the exact page number. Major learnings and outcomes. So actually this is not needed, but then in the format it was given, so they have concentrated on this. What did you learn through this project? Major learnings and outcomes should be related to the topic concerned. It's not the personal learning and outcomes, I feel. So this one is a little bit irrelevant. After a discussion part, you can directly go with the conclusion. Okay, then you can go with the suggestions and recommendations. Annexure. In annexure, questionnaire. It is not questionnaire they have distributed. It is only interview questions. So you will have to write interview questions. That's it. Okay, tables. Okay, pictures. Picture number 1, picture whatever it is. Then introduction. It starts on a fresh page. See background of the developmental program. Organization, the details, major achievements of the organization. Here you'll put the heading discussion part. Discussion. Description of the work done during the project. Production procedure. So this is one side heading. This is very relevant. See, you can include some pictures also like this and write the content related to it. 3 processes are involved: blasting, crushing, screening. Blasting, how is blasting done? A small paragraph on blasting and then the picture related to it. It's not clear. Crushing, how it is done. See, all this content you have to write it on your own after interviewing the people. Whatever questions they have answered, those answers will only be a part of these side headings. Is that clear, ma? Screening. See the picture. You can also add pictures to support the content. Major learnings, whatever they have learned through this project. Contribution of each of the students during the project individually and collectively as a team. Teamwork, they're talking about teamwork. Actually, major learning as outcome should be related to the project. Means, what did you learn about that particular company? That one should be given over here. You can omit all this. See, annexure, it's not questionnaire, interview questions. See, they have given only 6 or 7, but you can also write 10 to 15 questions without the answers. See, these were the questions they have asked those people. What are the safety measures taken during and after the blasting? What is the protocol to be followed during the quarrying, etc. Pictures. See, these pictures you can put it in between. No need to put them towards the end of the project. Okay, so these are the people who have visited students. And remarks page, the faculty concerned will give the remarks. Okay, how the project is and what are the findings and what are my views regarding the project. So this is how the project will be written. See the page numbers, see they didn't even concentrate on the page numbers properly. Actually, this page number should be around 23 or 24 like that. Why 4-23 is there? I don't know. It should be only 23, 24, 25 like that. Okay. Is it clear? See, if you were in the campus, we would have shown you the projects, hard copies. Now you're not there, so I have taken the pics of this project and I'm showing you. Shall I close it, ma? Yeah, is it clear? Girls, have you understood? Girls,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
Okay, now do you have any doubts? You can ask me one by one. Any doubts related to
Ma'am,
technical report? Hmm.
they use college logo for in every page, ma'am. Could you use like that?
In every page, in the format itself, it was like that. So let it be like that. No, when you write the exam, you need not write you can draw the logo only in the title page. Okay, in the other pages, not needed. But when you do the project, when you're taking a print of that project, when you put the content, you can put in this format. There in on every page, the logo is there. Okay. That was
Okay.
designed by Aparna ma'am. So on every page you have the logo. If that format is to be followed specifically, if the teachers give you an instruction, if you go and visit the companies, follow this format only, you will follow that format. For the exam purpose, not needed. On every page to draw a logo. Okay. Yeah. Now any other question? So now you might be getting a doubt like how the test would be. I'll give you a question. Imagine that you have visited so and so company. Find out all the details and present in the form of a technical report. So you will just follow the same format of bits Pilani thing, okay, and write it. When you write also, if you draw a line in between, like you can divide, you can suppose this is the A4 size sheet, okay. If I give you the question, you write the question somewhere. In this A4 size sheet, you can divide the page into two halves, okay. So which means that you're assuming this part to be one page and the other part to be the next page, okay. So here you'll write the title page, then you have the acknowledgements, and again on the next page, abstract, table of contents, again on the next page, introduction, 3 to 4 paragraphs, discussion, some 4 to 5 paragraphs on the next 2 pages. So if you draw a line in between, you can assume it to be one page. Actually, this is one page. If you want to consider this to be 2 pages, draw a line in between. That's it. Is it clear? Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you need to create the content. That's it. You have to put your imagination into use and then write what could be the reasons for it, what information I can include, what departments I can talk about in this particular topic, what can be the relevant departments, how much data I can give, like, facts and figures, imaginary data and figures, right? So before writing the exam, all of you refer to the BITS Pilani thing, read it twice or thrice. What is included in the introduction, what is included in the discussion part, conclusion. If you read it, you'll get an idea. So when I give you the question, you have to read it twice or thrice. Then based on that, you need to write a report. Is that clear? Okay, any more questions?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, ma.
It's teamwork, no, ma'am. In exam, how will be it's individual or teamwork?
In exam, you just have to assume it, no teamwork. Okay. So submitted by, write only your name along with number, that's all. You will not write the other students' names. Only you are thinking and writing, that's all. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
But I'll give you a simple example. Suppose you are doing a research on the canteens that are there in our college. Okay, so canteen 1, canteen 2. So what is available there? What is the price? Is it student friendly or not? The price, etc. All these things you'll include in the introduction, discussion, and conclusion. That's all. Okay, so you just have to imagine and then write. Because you already know about the canteen in the college, you can write some data authentically. If it is a new place, new company, then you just have to imagine and then write the content. So suppose canteens is the topic. In the introduction, what will you write? I'm just giving you a simple topic so that you can understand. Canteen 1 and Canteen 2, you'll write something about this, and the management of Genix has given it on lease to somebody, and every month they pay so much amount to the organization for lending the space or whatever. Okay, so all that information will go in the introduction for 2 paragraphs about Canteen 1 and Canteen 2. In the discussion, what will you write? What are the various food items that are there, and which is the canteen that students mostly prefer? In canteen 1, what are the various food items? Canteen 2, what are the various food items? Where do students show the interest to visit quite often, and why? So all that will go into the discussion part. Then conclusion, finally you understood that most of them prefer canteen 1. Why? Because it is according to the what do you say, the students' likings or whatever. Okay. Then recommendations. If the canteen can maintain some hygienic conditions, anything that you want to suggest, like no, if the water facility is not appropriate, If some food item is not available, they can include that. So those will come under the suggestions. And then finally, the appendix. And if you have distributed questionnaires, you can use. But you will go and talk to the people, right? The canteen owners or somebody. So that information only you will put in the discussion part. Is that clear? D9.
Yes, ma'am, it's clear.
You
Thank you,
you
ma'am.
understood? You understood it, right?
Yes,
With this example. Okay. Each and everyone has to imagine that they have done the project on their own without anyone's support. Okay. You have to imagine the content also. So if you don't have any more doubts, I think we can leave the session today. Um, that's it, Ma. So you can leave one by one. Next week we'll have the internal exam. I'll send the copy of this BITS Pilani thing to your WhatsApp groups. There you can go through it and understand how a report can be written. Okay. Okay, Ma, you can leave now. I'll download the attendance.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Yeah.
ma'am.